We'll start, please, with James from Sky.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
How's the injury news looking? Is everyone fit? Is it just Tomiyasu or any new injuries?
No news, obviously. Yesterday we just recovered after the game, and today we'd have the first training session, so we'll see how everybody's today.
Any chance of Tomiyasu being fit, do you think?
There is a chance, but we don't know. Again, today in training session, we'll see how he's feeling.
Why is he taking so long to come back? What's the realistic?
Because he had a recurring injury around the same place, and then obviously after that you have to be a little bit more cautious on time.
And Emil Smith-Rowe, is he good to start?
He was fine. Again, he had a little issue before the game, but he's been fine the last 2 days, so hopefully he can get now some consistency and momentum.
It's a quick turnaround from Wednesday night to an early kick-off on Saturday. What have you been able to do? How challenging is that?
Well, try to recover well mentally, physically, eat well, sleep well, and yesterday just spend time recovering and making sure that everybody is fit today for train to get 1 day to prepare the match and be ready tomorrow.
You said after the Liverpool game it was an unfair schedule. Do you stand by those comments?
I do, because I'm talking about the Premier League, and I heard some comments about mixing. Oh, wait, when you are in Europe, it's nothing new. It's nothing new to me, but I'm not comparing Europe. I'm comparing the Premier League and how we schedule the games in the Premier League. When you are in Europe and they have the Premier League, it's a different story. What I'm comparing is the Premier League, and it's very different.
And you've got to do it again in a few weeks with the Chelsea and Manchester United games.
Yes.
Particularly unfair.
That's why we've been the only team that has been scheduled like that. And I'm not talking again about Europe, because some of those teams are not going to be involved in Europe.
You've got 4 players in the England squad named yesterday. How does that make you feel? That proud moment?
Very happy, and really happy, especially for the boys, because they deserve to be there. They work so hard. I know how much it means for them to represent their country. And as a club, I think we have to be very proud that our players are in the front line and being noticed. And it's been a long time since that happened, so I think it's a good sign.
What do you put it down to?
Their efforts, how much they want it, obviously their quality, their ability, and obviously what they're doing performance-wise to get the attention of the England manager.
And there's quite a lot of talk about England's goalkeeper. Do you feel like Ramsdale is now the best goalkeeper in England?
He is there now, and he's going to be fighting for a place. And knowing Aaron, he will be pushing that very hard, because it's one of his biggest dreams. And then it will be down to the coaching staff and the manager to decide who should be the number one.
How has he reacted to conceding that Jota goal?
Obviously, he was gutted after the match, and it's normal because he's such a competitive boy, but he needs to realize that this is going to happen in your career always. And this stage, if you play for the national team, probably you're going to have a moment when you do something, and then instead of some part of the country, it will be the whole country. And if you want to be at the top for 10, 15, 20 years, you have to be prepared for that. It's about how you react on those moments.
And how do you think he will react? How has he reacted?
Top. He wants to be there the next day. He wants to go and practice. He wants to see it. He's very critical of himself, so sometimes he needs to have some help to put things into perspective, and for him to realize as well how much he has contributed to the team.
And a top 4 finish, what would that mean to you? How big an achievement would that be this season?
When we do it, I will tell you, because it still hasn't been done. It's still 11 games for us to play, and a lot of things would happen, and that's what we are preparing for.
4 of the next 5 are away from home as well. Does that represent just how tough it's going to be?
Very, because every game in the Premier League is extremely difficult to win, and we're going to be playing very difficult matches like the rest of the teams. The good thing is that we have some games in hand still, and start on Saturday again, performing like we did against Liverpool for the majority of the game, and if we do that, we'll be close to winning football matches.
And Aston Villa, what have you made of them under Steven Gerrard and how he's turned them around?
Very good. They had some very positive results in the last few games. He's changed the shape. He's changed a few things that the team is doing. He's brought a different energy again to that stadium, I think, and I'm impressed with what he's doing.
Coutinho, is he the danger man, the man you need to stop? How do you stop him?
One of them, obviously, the team activates a lot of things when he's on the ball and he's in dangerous areas, and he has contributed a lot in the attacking phase. So obviously, it's something that we have to bear in mind.
What do you think he does so well in the Premier League?
His ability to create goals and to create chances and to unlock spaces when they don't exist, and that's a quality that he had, and he did continuously when he was at Liverpool.
Hi, Mikel. How are you?
Hi.
Do you sometimes look at football and think, what a bizarre industry you work in? I mean, at the beginning of the season, when Arsenal started badly, you were under pressure. You buy Ben White at £50 million, people say it's a lot of money for Ben White. You buy Aaron Ramsdale, everyone says, but he's got Bernardo. And yet, Ramsdale and White are in the England team, arguably best England goalkeeper and best England centre-half there right now. You're fourth in the table. I mean, I know a week's a long time in politics and in football, but the last 9 months.
Well, I think every decision that we make as a club is obviously after a lot of thinking behind it, a lot of work, and always thinking positively to the outcome that we want to achieve. It's always good to hear different opinions and people maybe judging it early, but you have to stay calm and believe in what you're doing, and if you are clear and convinced with that, after this is football, anything can happen. A player has to adapt, a player can be injured, a player can't, maybe don't feel comfortable with what you ask him to do. It's a lot of varieties and things that are unknown before you get the player actually with you at the club, but we always try to do everything we can to think forward and imagine how the future will be with those players, and I'm happy with the majority of them. It's been good.
It must be a vindication of the work you and Eddie put in, because when Ramsdale and White would have come here, they'd have come here wanting to obviously have international aspirations, and yet Arsenal weren't even in Europe when they came here. So the work you've done, the coaching you've done is paying off.
Yeah, but it's down to the players at the end. They have this quality. They have the mental strength. They have the ambition, and that's things that we really took seriously at the beginning, because when you have those conversations with the players, sometimes without asking those questions, it came from them, what they want to achieve, what they want to be in football world, how they can think that they could help our club progress, and with those two I was very, very convinced.
Aston Villa next to Steven Gerrard, you must have played against him how many times in a Merseyside derby?
A lot of times. Unfortunately, a lot of times.
How hard was he to play against?
He was a terrific player, really intelligent. He had everything. He had the aggression, he had the quality, he had the goal threat, he had the leadership, the presence on the pitch. It was tough.
Doesn't mean he's going to be a good manager though. There's been plenty of really good players that haven't made it, but he looks like he's got that.
I think he's done very, very well so far, and what he did at Rangers, I think it's remarkable, and I don't know if he gets the credit that he should, because I played there and I know how that club was and how he's turning around and what he's doing at Villa. So I think so far he's done really well.
Because you took different paths into management. Obviously, you went to be assistant manager at City. He went to Scotland. Was his more of a gamble than yours?
I don't know. He went straight there. I don't know how he thought about the opportunity, how they communicated with him. But for sure, I think it was a good experience.
And the last one about the fixtures, and I totally get where you're coming from on it, but playing devil's advocate, people will say, well, Premier League get a lot of money from TV, therefore a TV want you to play on Wednesday afternoon and then a Friday at 10 o'clock in the morning. That's what you've got to do.
But there is no question about that. They can do it. It's good. They can do it. We have to accept it. I accept it. We're going to be playing. That's not a problem. It's how can we do it to be more fair and to have equality in every game. And again, this is out of Europe. Europe is not counting here. So the Europe talk is out of this conversation. It's nothing to do with Europe.
So over the last 2 years, you've had lots of managers' meetings and conversations with the Premier League. Albeit about COVID and health and what have you. Do you think now, moving forward...
Because the first thing is to protect the players, and we mentioned that many times. Can we please avoid the Wednesday night and Saturday morning and traveling and all that things? And I understand, that they have the commitments and TV, and we all understand. And can we try it? And if you do it once, okay. but don't do it twice, because we still have to put the fixture of Spurs. What are we going to do for the third time? Are we going to be the only ones to do it? Then yeah, you can accept, but you don't want to be silly there.
I understand your frustration. Thank
Good.
you.
Jonathan? Simon? For the standard, this one, so that's the...
Just go live, it's okay.
Is it? Okay.
Mikel, have you got any concerns about when that Spurs game is going to be scheduled?
Yes, because I don't know, and we are not going to be deciding, and it's going to be very important.
Have you had any talks with the Premier League about it yet? Has it come up?
That's nothing to do with me. That's the club has to arrange in those conversations.
And will you guys get a say in when it goes?
Hopefully, I doubt it, but hopefully.
And just one quickly on, I know you touched on Coutinho there, but he was someone who was linked quite a lot with Arsenal over the past 2 years or so. Was he ever someone who was on your radar or you looked at?
We looked at many different players with qualities that he obviously had, and at the end we went for a different option.
James, at the back.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
Ben White's been recalled to the England squad. He's had a great start to his Arsenal career. He came to the club for a big price tag. Were you at all worried about the price tag he was coming for, or did you expect the quality from him?
You always have concerns, when you pay big sums of money, because first of all you want to protect the club's money and investment the best possible way, because you want to maximize it and bring potential and bring capacity to develop the team in the right way. You want players that can as well obviously perform at the highest level, and you always have doubts because they have to come here, they have to integrate, they have to carry, for example, what you just mentioned behind their shoulders, and it's the first time they're going to do it. It's not something that they already done it, so they don't have any experience, so it's something new, and you have to help them to go that path and that time, and try to absorb everything new that is happening the best possible way, so they can focus on getting the best out of them.
You've been very solid from defending set pieces, especially corners. You faced 128 corners and not conceded a single goal. Just how crucial has Ben been to playing a part in keep that way?
I think the whole team is the commitment that everybody has to fulfill the roles, the discipline that you should do it the way we've done it, and we want to maintain that or improve it.
Cheers, Mikel.
Thanks, everybody. That ends the live section, so we say goodbye to